Are you looking for a tent with two completely separate bedrooms for privacy? Well, this video is for you. I'll also be looking at two alternatives with two bedrooms, but also with completely different price points that you may find as a better alternative. I'll be going through the dimensions of this particular tent, and I'll also be going through each of the features and benefits that this tent has to offer. And at the end, I'll be giving my opinions on this tent after using it several times. This is a review of the Quechua Arpenaz Fresh and Black 4.2. Now, before I show you the tent that we're reviewing here today, I must stipulate this. I am not affiliated, I'm not associated with anyone either from Decathlon or from Quechua in making this video. All views subjected in this video are mine and mine alone. Nobody is putting any words into my mouth to promote this particular tent. I'm making this video because I want to impart any knowledge and show you the features and benefits of this tent. So if you're thinking about purchasing it for yourself, then you have the information there for yourself, and you can see it all in video format. Purchasing tents can be an expensive pastime, as I know all too well, and obviously things like YouTube, where you can use and you can research a product beforehand, which I've used many times myself before, is a very valuable tool, and that's what this video is all about. Now, I must state the fact that I purchased this tent with my own money. I purchased it in 2024, and the reason why I'm doing my review in 2025 is simply down to the fact that I have had chance to use this tent on many occasions. That means the fact that I've formulated opinions which I can express now in this video of what works, what doesn't. Right, the Quechua Arpenaz Fresh and Black 4.2 from Decathlon. Let's get on with it. Okay, this is the tent in its pack size. Just wanted to show what it looks like. I'm going to give you the size because I don't have that particular information to hand. So the pack size is just over 60 centimeters across. It is about 32 centimeters depth, and height is about 30 centimeters high. The weight of this particular tent is 12.5 kilos. So this is the Quechua Arpenaz Fresh and Black 4.2 tent. It has the Fresh and Black technology, which on days like today, where the sun is out, is a welcome relief, believe you me. I'll come to that a little later on. So I've got my trusty clipboard here. You've seen the pack size. I'm now going to give you the dimensions of this particular tent and any alternatives as well. There are other tents on the market from Decathlon where you can purchase a tent with a bedroom at either end, with a living space in the middle, which is exactly what this is, but there are different variations of this tent, one with air beam and one without the Fresh and Black technology. So this one, dimensions, the overall dimensions, this is the all-important dimensions you'll need when booking your pitch. It is a maximum of 485 centimeters wide by 240 centimeters deep. The bedrooms are 210 centimeters by 140 centimeters, and there are two of them. So that basically means that two people in this bedroom will have 140 centimeters, giving 70 centimeters width each, and then it'll be exactly the same on the other bedroom as well. The living area measures at 205 centimeters by 240 centimeters, and the max ceiling height is 190 centimeters. The weight is 12.5 kilos, and at the moment, as of May the 14th, 2025, this is retailing for £219.99. Now, if we kind of break that down as an average cost per person, 4 people using this tent, if they're all to pay equally, that works out at £55 per person for this particular tent. So, what other alternatives are there? Now, I've had a look through Decathlon's website, had a look at the Quechua tents, and there are two viable options with bedrooms at either end and a living space in the middle. The first one is the Quechua Air Seconds Fresh and Black 4.2. This is a tent I have got a lot of interest in. I fancy this tent. I want this tent in my collection. And that's no disrespect to this particular tent. It's just the fact that I like the idea of the air beam, and I'll come back to that a little later on in the video. But the dimensions of the Quechua Air Seconds Fresh and Black 4.2 are 510 centimeters as opposed to 485, and 280 centimeters as opposed to 240 centimeters. So it's a little bit bigger than this one. The bedrooms are 260 centimeters by 140 centimeters. So again, a little bit longer. So you could lay down and you could probably have a little bit of room, maybe for your bag or clothes at the bottom of your bed, maybe something like that. I don't know, up to you. The living area is 210 centimeters by 280 centimeters, 210 by 280 centimeters. Max ceiling height is 195 centimeters, so just 5 centimeters higher than this particular tent. The weight is now, because this is an air beam tent, is 18.2 kilograms. So it's gone up from 12.5 kilograms on this one to 18.2 kilograms. And the cost of this particular tent, not including the pump which you need to inflate, which is like a TNT one. There's no point using these little battery operated ones. I've tried to use them on my Quechua Air Seconds 4.1, which is a 4-person tent with 1 bedroom. This particular tent I'm talking about is a 4.2, 4 people, 2 bedrooms. You need the TNT pump to inflate it, otherwise you will not get up to the required PSI to inflate this tent. So without the cost of the pump, you are looking at £449.99. So that is £230 more expensive than this particular tent for a slightly larger tent and the air beam technology. Still fresh and black, just larger, and you've got the air beams. Now, average cost per person, so 4 people splitting the cost equally works out at £112.50 per person. So that's gone up from £55 to £112.50. So that's quite a bit of a leap in price, I've got to say. But if the air beam technology is something that you're interested in, then maybe it's worth it. I don't know. I don't really have an opinion of that tent because I don't own it. I would like it. I'm thinking about it as a future tent for sure. But yes, £112.50 per person. So if cost is your thing and you want to keep to a budget, there is a more budget friendly option available from Decathlon, which is the same dimensions as this. It just doesn't have the fresh and black technology, and the weight is lower. So the weight of the Quechua 4-man camping tent Arpenaz 4.2, it's the same dimensions, but the weight is now 11.7 kilograms as opposed to this one, which is 12.5. And at the moment, this particular tent is on offer at £129.99. Normal retailing price is £149. So the average cost per person of that particular tent is £37.50 maximum to £32.50. So yeah, if the fresh and black technology isn't for you, there is an alternative to this where you've got 2 bedrooms, 1 at either end, living room in the middle. You're keeping the cost low as well. So you've got plenty of options. As I said, with the air beam tent, that's not including the pump as well. I'll put the price of the pump on the screen now for you, which they sell at Decathlon. Personally, for me, I already have the pump. That's why it's not included. There's no point including a pump and paying extra for it each and every time. Otherwise, you can define the fact that if you have a few air beam tents, you're going to have a large collection of pumps and you only need 1. So I can see where Quechua or Decathlon have gone with this. You purchase the pump separately in case you already have it in your collection. Right, let's get this tent set up. Okay, you know the dimensions of this particular tent. Now I'm going to set this tent up. And unfortunately, this is where I'm going to have to give this tent a first negative. And that's because it's a pole tent. It's not quite that easy to set up. Now, I'm okay with pole tents. I've been using pole tents for a number of years, many in decades actually, not years. And it's okay on smaller tents, but when you get a larger tent, I tend to find the fact that you are lifting so much of the fly sheet up, there's a lot of weight, and you are conscious in the back of your mind. And I had... Oh, man. I think the trick is to pull the slack out of the tent, and that's arcing around quite a lot. So what I'm going to try and do now is pull the tent out. Wow, that's bad. Okay, they didn't snap. I didn't think they would, but so just pulling this, any slack of the tent, and then what I'm going to do is add 2 pegs, one at either side. So yeah, okay, I know the sunlight isn't really helping today, but I will need the sunlight to show off the fresh and black technology later on. So you have 2 red poles, which are slightly larger, and 2 black poles. They go at either end over the bedrooms, and the red poles go over the living area. They're the highest point, they are longer, and they are colour coded as such. Hence the reason why I give it a positive point. Next we have these little clips to hook onto the poles. This just makes it a little bit more taut. No guide ropes because I'm running out of room a little bit. But we can still sort that out. I came prepared. She can't wait to go in that tent. Look at that. And she knows where the door is as well. You're a good girl. Do you want to go in the tent? Do you want to go in the tent? Okay, entering the tent, where you'll find my little girl, my little dog, and some grass. You can roll this up the door. What's the matter? Did you leave a toy in here or something? Now I'm 5'10", and I will have to stoop to go in a little bit. There we go. Oh, you can feel the coolness in here compared to out there, Bella. So entering the tent, you've got a nice white, I'd say creamy colour, with lots of grass at the moment, but that's just because I've been away recently. Creamy coloured footprint at the bottom. Incidentally, the back is not zipped in. There is grass in there, so if you're worried about bugs and all that getting in, there is that potential, but that's what happens. Now, a positive point with this tent is the fact that this is a window. Now, this is a rain curtain. So if you want to let any air come through, do that. And then Bella's like, what's that? What's that? Open it up. And that is mesh. Is that mesh, Bella? Is that mesh? Yeah, so you can actually feel the breeze coming through there. So again, part of this fresh and black technology, when the breeze is coming through there, obviously there's a lot of sunlight coming through and heating up the tent as I speak. So it's, I suppose, a rain guard or heat shield, if you like. I can feel the UV rays coming in. Yeah, what I'm going to do at the moment is just zip that up. But if it was in the shade, I'd drop that down, no rain coming through, and just let the breeze come through. Now, this particular tent, and this is another positive, is the fact that we have 2 bedrooms. This is bedroom that I like to call number 1. And then on this side, we have bedroom number 2, which is normally the one that I have, the one on the right-hand side. Any visitors or anybody who wants to come with me, they use the one behind me. So that's another positive. 2 separate bedrooms, a major positive, because then you've got ultimate privacy. Now, one thing I really do love about having 2 separate bedrooms with a living area in between is ultimate privacy. The fact that you have your own bedroom, they have their own bedroom, there's space in between. Now, I have tried tents with 1 single bedroom with a curtain in between, and it's listed as a 2-bedroom tent. Believe you me, on a lot of tents that I have tried in the past, and I'm not going to name any names, the curtain idea you can see through it. So if privacy is your thing and you want to know the fact that somebody can't see you through the curtain in your party, then yeah, having a bedroom either side is a definite positive. So I do like that. Another positive, which I'm going to put in, is the pockets. You've got ample pockets. Two on this side. Effectively, you got exactly the same here. You have got exactly the same. And then for this bedroom, you got identical. That is that's almost up to my elbow size there. That is wonderful. And my next feature is obviously going to be the blackout bedrooms, because this is one of the parts that's in the description. The fresh and black technology, it keeps it nice and cool, and you've got the blackout bedrooms. And this is one of the main reasons why I love the Quechua range of tents, why they feature so heavily on this channel. The white exterior keeps the tent nice and cool, plenty of ventilation, which again I'll come to in a minute. But the blackout bedrooms are just wonderful. When I was away at Riddingswood, we had a really hot day. It was 30 degrees. I came into the tent. I felt instantly cooler. I had an afternoon nap, and an hour went by and I didn't notice a thing. And when I came out, I wasn't perspiring. I was fine. And because of the blackout bedrooms, I had a lovely, comfortable afternoon sleep. So I put this camera onto manual exposure, which basically means that the exposure will remain constant. If it's on auto, it will adjust for the changeable conditions. Now, obviously, when I shut this door, then it's going to be a case of the fact that the camera will compensate for that. So it'll up the ISO, for those of you in the technical. So I have set this to manual. So when I shut this door, you should get a good idea, good indication of how this blackout looks. So this looks kind of roughly okay. I'm shooting in D-Log as well, which is kind of grayed out for me, but won't be for you. So I'm going to shut the door, and then as you can see, it's very, very dark. Yes, I am still in here. Yes, there is some light leakage. It's not exactly pitch out black, but as you can see in the tent, it is 100%, well, 80% darker than what it was before. So this means the fact that I can still see through there. I can still make out Bella. She's trying to get in. I'll be there in a minute, sweetheart. But it gives me a comfortable night's sleep. It doesn't need to be totally pitch out black to be able to have a lovely, comfortable sleep in the afternoon. Now I'm going to open this up again, and then Bella will leak through. Yes, there we go. And then you can see, much, much different. He's still right, yeah? Yeah, okay. I know, good to see you too. It's only been a minute. Now, another feature that I love about this, and this is another positive, is the ventilation at the back. You can open that up, and you can actually reach outside and pull on a cord and that, and you can actually, Bella, what's through there? Bella, what's there? She can actually get out that way. And that's allowing some breeze to come through the tent. And obviously, hot air rises, the cold air is going to be down here. You can feel that air coming through here. It's keeping it nice and cool. But you can conversely close that. And if you want to, you can just use the bug net. So now no creepy crawlies can get in, nothing like that. But if you want the total blackout feature, put the curtain up and you've got that flexibility, that luxury. Again, another positive, another positive. So also as well, in each of the bedrooms, you've got, I don't know if you can see this here, but there's one light hook here. And then over here, you've got one pocket here, just there, and then swing around a little bit. There's another pocket just there, another pocket just there. So you've got two pockets. Okay, Plan B. I tried to create this video all in one day. We had some cloud in the sky, and I'm trying to show you the fresh and black technology, i.e. the white exterior, trying to show you the fact that it tries to keep the tent, in a tent, cooler, if not the same temperature as outside. Inside you've not got the harmful UV rays, and yeah, it proved a problematic test to say the least, because I was only using one thermometer. It was all I had. So what I was doing a couple of days ago when the rest of this video was filmed was I had one thermometer out here, and then I take it inside the tent after taking a reading, going inside the tent, and then letting that rest for 15 minutes, and then recording the findings from that test. The trouble is, by then a cloud could have gone over and there was inconsistencies. So now what I've done is I've purchased another thermometer, and I've got one outside here in direct sunlight and one inside the blackout bedroom with the ventilation open and the door shut. Now I can say on personal experience that I have used the fresh and black technology. Just recently, in fact, Riddingswood Holiday Park, I went for a sleep. It was 30 degrees. I had a temperature outside. I thought, you know what, I fancy a sleep. I went inside. You know what, I had a wonderful hour's sleep. No perspiration, no sweating, nothing. I had a wonderful hour's sleep. It was really comfortable. And yeah, I personally, from my own experience, I really like it. However, we want to see if there's any variation in temperature. So with having two thermometers, I can show you if the temperature is higher, because there's nothing worse than normal tents that have either like a blue or green colouring on the outside, where they absorb a lot of the heat. You walk in and it feels like you're walking into a greenhouse. You try and get some sleep, it's uncomfortable, you're perspiring all over the place, and it's just not very nice, especially on a day like today. So I'm going to give you a reading. So that is now reading about 25 degrees centigrade. So that is the magic number. I'm going to try and do this all in one take, so the fact that you can see that I am not cheating here. So we're going to go all the way around. Bad day to wear black jogging bombs, that's for sure. And then put the gimbal on. Not me. I do like the DJI Osmo Pocket. It's a very good camera, but it takes some getting used to. So in here, now I don't know if you can read that. I'm going to try and get it as best I can. 24 degrees. So that's maybe half a degree to a degree cooler. Now the one thing I will say is the fact that already, although the temperature reading is very similar, I can't feel the heat of the sun on my skin, and this is something the thermometer cannot show you. As I say, from personal experience, be it this tent, the Quechua 2 seconds easy two-person tent, which I've used in hot weather, the Quechua 3XL, which is now discontinued, the fresh and black technology I can feel on my body, and you're gonna have to take my word for this, does actually help in having a better sleep in the middle of the day, even when the temperature is hot. I can feel the breeze coming in, it feels nice and cool. I can feel the perspiration on my face starting to go. It's a lot more comfortable in here than what it is just a few centimeters that way. So there we go. Right, that is this test done. I'll hand you back to when I was filming a couple of days ago. Okay, I just said there in the tent that the temperatures in a fresh and black tent are generally lower or around about the same as compared to a non-fresh and black tent. And I just thought, you know what, it's a couple of days later, it's Sunday the 18th of May 2025. I'm now taking down the Quechua Arpenaz Fresh and Black 4.2 tent down here. That's been put away and rolling it away, just letting this side dry. But behind is the Quechua 100 non-fresh and black two-person tent. But now, this is by no means a scientific test, but I have got two thermometers working at the same time for direct comparison. So we're going to have a look at the temperature here. I'm going to try and focus in on that. And the temperature there is about 19.5, almost 20 degrees centigrade. So I hope you can see that. So as before, we had the door shut. We're now going to go in the tent. Bella, not now. Not now. Wait. Oi, out. She loves tents. And she goes straight in. Come on, out. Good girl. So in this tent, we have now got a reading of, oh, it's really hot in here. You can actually feel it. Oh, it's, yeah. I'm just focusing on that. That's reading about 26 degrees centigrade. 26 in here. And it's really oppressive. Very, very muggy. That's almost 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And we'll go back outside again. Now these were calibrated beforehand, before we did this test. So that's 26 degrees. And outside, we're about 20. That just goes to show the difference the Fresh and Black technology makes. Inside a normal tent, albeit the fact that this is a much smaller tent than the Quechua Arpenaz 4.2, it's still taking a reading of the temperature inside. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the Quechua 4-man camping tent, which is the same size as the other one. I can't do a direct comparison. I don't have the size on the lawn. I don't have the 4-man camping tent. But I just thought, as I was packing this one away, my dog's getting like kind of low head, like, So I just thought I'd cheer her up by putting the small tent on. And then I thought I'd put the thermometers out to see the difference it makes. And as you can see, there's quite a marked improvement on the fact that the Quechua at least keeps the temperature stable from the outside. And you also, as well, you've got the ability of the shade, and it does feel cooler in there. Whereas on a tent like this, you obviously haven't got so much ventilation, and obviously the heat is going to build up with this darker exterior. So yeah, it does work. It really does work. And next we come to this, a window, which is another positive. Having a window lets you see outside, lets you see any clouds potentially coming. Is it going to rain? I hear the pitter patter inside the blackout bedroom, but is it just a pitter patter, or is it going to get worse? I have so many tents that are completely, you are surrounded by the tent, you can't see out, and the only way to look out is by opening the door, and then you can potentially let rainwater in. Now this window is there, you can see the whole way, but if you want a little bit more privacy, you can hook it up halfway. That's another positive. So you got a little bit of window. There we go, I'm not touching that at all. Or if you want complete privacy, you can hook it up completely all the way up to the top. So it gives you the option of having it fully enclosed, so I cannot see outside the tent now, halfway, or have it fully open. This is a waterproof window, whereas the one at the rear of the tent is mesh that allows air to come through. But yeah, just to have that flexibility is obviously a plus point. Okay, that's a rundown of many of the features and benefits of the Quechua Arpenaz Fresh and Black 4.2 tent. Now for my own personal opinions, and these are subjective. They are just my opinions for what they're worth. I've used this tent a few times. I've used it at Park Dean, Skipsea Sands. I've used it at Riddingswood Holiday Park. I've used it many times in the garden, and I no doubt I'll be using it many, many times again. I like this tent, and if you want my honest opinion, yes, I do recommend this tent. Yes, it isn't the easiest tent to set up, but bear in mind, I was doing it on my own. 2 bedrooms, I'm not exactly going to be going camping on my own. I'll be going with somebody else, and then I'd have the luxury of having somebody else to help me, to guide the poles through, to help set up. So setting up would be a lot easier with somebody else. But that said, the Fresh and Black technology, the fact that it's got 2 completely separate bedrooms, the amount of ventilation, the fact that the bedrooms are cooler than the exterior, yeah, it's a great tent. And for the price point of £220, I think that is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Yes, for me, personally, I am intrigued by the Quechua Air Seconds Fresh and Black 4.2 because I like much of what this tent offers, but that tent, although £450, £230 more expensive than this, it's a little bit bigger, a fraction bit bigger. And yes, I will have to take the pump with me. And obviously, if pack size is something that's critical, where like me, you have a small to medium sized car, you have to factor that in, going to and from the campsite. But yes, do I recommend this tent? Wholeheartedly, yes. It's not perfect, but you have to look at the positives and the negatives and seeing which ones you can live with and go on from there. I can't tell you whether or not this tent is perfect for you. Only you can see this video and make judgment from there on. So if you enjoyed this video, if you found it in any way helpful, please consider liking, leaving a comment, subscribing. If you want to support this channel further, please consider going to the Buy Me a Coffee site, which is listed in the description box below, and you can help the channel moving forward. And then with that, any proceeds that I make from either people watching the videos or from the Buy Me a Coffee goes to more camping equipment, which I'll showcase right here on the channel. So be sure to subscribe to the channel to be notified of all future video releases. I want to thank you so very much for watching. It's an honor and a privilege to make these videos, and I absolutely adore it. I've made 3 this week, and I've got a lot more editing to do. But yeah, this tent, if you're interested in a 4-person, 2-bedroom tent, this is great. Especially if you've got at least 2 people that can help you set the tent up. Because that negative that I said at the beginning would make life so much easier if somebody else was helping me. As it was, I managed to do it on my own. And there we go. Take from this video what you will. It is completely up to you. But I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. You take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you again in another video soon.